Hi everyone, this is Chris from A Bar Above, and today we're going to be making some stencils, which we're going to use to help garnish some of our cocktails with later, so stay tuned. So I'm sure many of you remember the first time you made stencil was with paper, scissors, glue, whatever, but the idea was that you were either going to spray through the stencil with like spray paint, or you're going to spray around the stencil with spray paint. And essentially it was going to transfer that design onto another piece of paper. We're going to be doing the exact same thing with our cocktail stencil, but instead of paper we're going to be utilizing food grade plastic. And instead of utilizing paper to kind of transfer the image to, we're actually going to be utilizing the top of an egg white cocktail, and that'll be where the image shows up. And instead of spray paint, obviously we don't want to use that in cocktails, we're actually going to be utilizing bitters as our kind of staining agent. And it creates a really cool design. Now the beautiful thing about this is it's very, very cheap. The supplies are pretty readily available to anybody. So whether you're in the restaurant or you're just trying to spruce up a cocktail for a party you're having at your house, this is something that has a huge visual impact. And like I said, most of us already have the supplies. So let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? So what we're going to be making our designs with is something we all have lying around in some form or another, and that is a to-go container lid. Like I said, anybody can do this, and I'm sure you've seen something like this, either at your house or at your work if you work in a restaurant. But it's something that all of us can be access to, and we have something like this in our house. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to tape an image to the back of it, and we're going to cut through the top of it looking down with an X-Acto blade. So the image I chose, something I'm very fond of, but I'm not going to be using the letters. I'm just going to be concentrating on the glassware. And you can make this any size you want. You want to make it fairly big because very small detail-oriented things are not going to show up very well on egg white cocktails. So make sure that you make the image nice and big. It's going to take up a significant portion of the plastic. So all I'm going to do is tape this to the back, and I'm going to cut through the top. So let's have some fun, shall we? So the only thing left to do for this is just kind of clean it up a little bit, take off some of the rough edges from the cutting, and just give it a good wash. And after that, we're going to make a drink with it. So the only thing left to do is to spray the bitters through the stencil, and you want to get the stencil as close to the egg white as possible. It just so happens that this lid is the exact size as this, this coupe glass, so no, absolute pure coincidence, but it's going to work out really well for this demonstration. So all we're going to do is put this right on top. We're going to spray our bitters right over the top, and let's check it out, shall we? So there you have it. It turned out really well, and the biggest consideration that you're going to have when designing your stencil is trying to figure out which cocktail to drink with it, and also the bitters that you're using. Make sure, obviously, that it works well with the drink, and that it has a really good depth of color. For this particular cocktail, I chose to use the Fee Brothers Black Walnut. They also make a really cool chocolate bitters that has a really good staining property to it. But even Angostura bitters or Peychaud's bitters can definitely do the same thing. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching this one. I'd love to see some photos from you guys, some stencils that you've created for either your home or your bar, and put them on our Facebook page, put them on your comments at A Bar Above. I'm really excited about this stuff, and I love sharing this with everyone. So I'd love to see your work. So we'll have some more videos in the future, but until then, as always, have a great shift and cheers. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, find us on Google+, or visit us at abarabove.com.